right. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to the call. It is Saturday morning and it is November the 23rd. Welcome. Actually, it's Saturday lunchtime or Saturday evening, depending where you're listening to the call. My name's David Cutler and I'm heading up the technology part of Rewards Ripple Solutions. So, welcome to the call. We're going to have Paul join us today. Also, Elias is going to be on the call today. And of course, our super backup to make sure everything is going right. Sylvie will be here on the call as well. So if you've got any guys who've got any questions today, go ahead and ask, put any questions you may have. So welcome for the people on the call. I see we got Eric and Jennifer and Bunny and Norman. So guys, welcome to the call. And if I don't get your name today, please forgive me. Now the call is going to be shorter than what we expected. And here's the reason why. I'm sure most of you have already seen across the national and worldwide weather channels the typhoon that hit the Philippines last weekend. It was a super typhoon and it went through the Philippines. This is the sixth typhoon / hurricane has hit the Philippines this summer, this year, and it's obviously been devastating for the country. However, we have not spoken to our tech guy since Tuesday. Our senior tech, Roy, project manager, had the opportunity to talk to him on Tuesday via WhatsApp, but I have had no other conversation with him. Where we were going to today launch our program to you as members, we have made a decision in the last 15 minutes, that's why we've all been on the call, to hold and not launch without having a tech department available in the background to fix any problems. Is it disappointing? Yes, because obviously we wanted to get up and going this weekend, let you guys participate, and then of course open up really for next weekend, Thanksgiving onwards, so people can start to get points. However, just as a business sense, as a smart move to open up and not have somebody in the tech world there, just in case something happens, whether it's a sign-up program, whether it's a point not getting a point because you've answered, you've won in the magic game. If something happens and we're not there to support you, we have checked all of our emails, they're all working, everything on that end. But if there's nobody at the other end of the email to fix the issue or the problem or the live chat, it just doesn't make sense for us to go live. So we've made the decision literally in the last 15 minutes that we are not going to move forward and we are not going to open today as originally planned. Now, I want you all to understand our dates for December to meet with the team in the UK still stands as is. We'll still be flying out. We're going to be meeting in December on the 9th of December, and we're going to be there for the 3 days, basically making the final decisions. We showed you last week that we are working on office space. We have 3 different buildings. One of them is one we like a lot, and we have been in negotiations with them during the week. And we are expecting next week, hopefully, to have some good news, see if they've accepted our offer. Now, the only problem is inside the building, they have stacks and stacks and pallets of, incredibly, believe it or not, the seller of the building, they have got product they sell online and they buy from places like China, and they're everything from coats to coffee pots and etc. Well, one of the questions that we had this week when we met with them is, what are you doing with all this product? And they said, well, we're going to have to move it somewhere before it gets purchased. So we are going to, or have started negotiating on what they've got on their inventory. There's a gentleman by the name of Tommy who's part of our new management team that will be this week coming negotiating, hey, we'll take all these boxes of coffee pots and we'll take all these boxes of kitchen tables or whatever it may be. And, and hopefully they'll already be in our warehouse. Remember, this has got attached to the office building. It's got about 12,000 square foot of warehouse space. So something promising could be that we may have product in hands before we even get launched. So that could be a very positive thing. However, guys, as of launching today, it just does not make any sense without our technical team being in place. Still scheduled for the trip in December to go over to meet the management team. And of course, through the month of December, we're hoping that the games will be playing. Now, there is another typhoon supposed to be hitting the Philippines, and I'm not sure if it's today, tomorrow, but it's on its way, another super typhoon. I cannot sit here and tell you that we're going to be able to launch even next week. We're definitely not going to do it until we know that everybody is safe, and we're definitely not going to do it until we know that we've got all our tech guys in place. So Paul, I've asked to come on as well. This morning he's been busy, and he only really comes on the calls when we need him. So because it was a decision this morning, Paul and Elias is on the call as well. So if you want to join us, Paul, and come into the call, and same with you, Elias, we can. First of all, thanks guys for getting on this morning and agreeing or disagreeing, or at least putting the vote saying we should hold. But Paul, I'm sure you guys probably want to cover a couple of things with not only the people listening, but the people who are going to be listening tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday. So I'll hand it over to you for a minute.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah, like you said, we've decided to put everything on hold. It makes sense, like Dave said. We've not got the tech support behind us at the moment. We've not spoken to them since Tuesday. We need to make sure that we're doing everything right, because, as we all know, when things get launched, we think it's working because we're testing, but then when it gets stress tested, things can break. We don't want it to break, or if it does break, we want to be able to get it resolved as quickly as possible. So we did have a long conversation about it. And like Dave said, in the last 15 minutes, we've come to the decision that we're going to put it on hold. Obviously, you guys have got Thanksgiving coming up in the US, and we would love to have it all ready for Thanksgiving. But once the meetings have taken place in Europe in December, we'll finalise a lot of things then. And we'll hopefully have everything answered, done and ready, and we'll be launching around the Christmas period, New Year period. And that way we can hopefully get all the negotiations done for the offices and warehouses, get some product in hand. And once we've got product in hand, then we've got a jump start when we start, rather than bringing everything else on. So, yeah, I just hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Everyone's safe if they're in areas where there's bad weather, because there's a lot of areas, especially being hit by storms. Florida, where our good friend Morgan is, he got hit by that hurricane. You've got the guys in the Philippines getting hit by the storms over there, and we just want to make sure that no one's getting hurt or injured. And this is why we do what we do, because we want to be there to support people in the future. And we'd have all loved to have been there already, but unfortunately things take time, and we need to make sure that we're all protected, and we need to make sure that we've got everything we need going forward.
I think, Paul, also, not because of the delay, but just, with our rollout schedule plan that we had and the way it was going to affect us come January and the different games and seasons of the different products, it's not going to affect us by delaying here, whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, or even if we don't physically kick the launch off till the first of the year, it won't affect us. All this part was for obviously banners and the magic game for people to get points for the holidays. So I'd like, if you can, Elias, I know it's short and you haven't prepared, but you're also so good of thinking on your feet. Maybe you could just quickly explain to people why we haven't launched in Spanish for our Spanish community, especially the ones who are going to listen later, if you don't mind doing that. And welcome to the call, even though we didn't just quickly say that. But it's good to see you, and obviously it's good to see your dog, obviously, as always. So, but if you'd like to just quickly explain to people that we just don't know the answer. I mean, Elias, there's nobody more in our whole company that knows more about launching and having the technology people in place. I mean, you're a full stack engineer, so you know what it's like. And just to take this risk, it doesn't make sense. Immediately you said, look, it's not right. So if you'd like to explain that in Spanish to people, what we're doing, and then we'll go from there. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Hola a todos, muy buenos días, ¿cómo están? Espero que todos están súper bien. Bueno, supuestamente nosotros vamos a lanzar el proyecto la semana pasada y no pudimos, y ahorita estamos tratando de hacerlo, pero hay unos factores naturales como huracanes y cosas así, está afectando áreas donde están las oficinas, donde están las personas que tienen el soporte para este proyecto. Entonces, no queremos lanzar el proyecto y a ratito si alguien necesita ayuda o soporte, no pueden dar el soporte suficiente o no pueden dar el soporte en ninguna manera porque están desconectados. Entonces, en Filipinas hay en los últimos meses o algo, hay como 6 o 5 huracanes y ahorita hoy o mañana viene otro. Entonces, estos factores naturales están afectando y haciendo un poquito de factor de tardancia para lanzar el proyecto. Pero el viaje de los administración al Reino Unido va a ser más o menos el 3 de diciembre para unir y definir un montón de cosas sobre el proyecto y cómo vamos a lanzar y todo. Entonces, por esa razón estamos haciendo este llamado también para que todo el mundo sepa que estamos en esto. No queremos lanzar juegos o lanzar proyectos, nada, antes de que tener todo al 100%. Ustedes saben que cuando hacen un proyecto y quieren lanzar un proyecto o programan un proyecto, hay un proceso de programación y prueba y después lanzarlo al público. Entonces, esto ya está hecho, la prueba con la muestra no salió como al 100%, por eso están afinando lo que es los detalles. Entonces, otra cosa también, quieren cerrar negociaciones con varios terceras partes sobre las bodegas, los productos, un montón de cosas relacionadas a este proyecto. Así, vamos a estar un poquito, posiblemente va a estar listo como por la Navidad, final del año o el año nuevo, para poder lanzar todo al 100%, y todo depende de los factores naturales, los huracanes y todo esto. Entonces, eso es lo que quiero compartir con ustedes el día de hoy y muchas gracias. Okay, Dave.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. So, guys, I mean, just for a quick 2 minutes here to tell you what's going on some other factors. We've been working with different organizations now for most probably a good 6 months, if not close to a year, in conversation. We've been talking to Norwegian Cruise Lines. We've been talking to a couple of different airlines. We've had a good result this week on a couple of them that they want to move forward and get our contracts in place before the end of the year. So I can't tell you exactly when that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen next week or the week after, but we've had a couple of them that have contacted us and wanted to know, hey, are we going to be ready for next year? Can we exercise the contracts and get them in place? So that's a very positive thing, the overwhelming response we've had from the get-go about our program. We've obviously been in contact with the NFL on a regular basis, or should I say the players, retired players, NFL. We've been in contact with them every week. We have not dropped out there. And of course, what we would really hope and happen is and for those of you who don't know American football, but obviously we're still in the season right now, but at the end of December, we start going into the playoffs. And we would love to be able to be open and using the playoffs, then all the way down into the Super Bowl. That would give us a launch like you wouldn't believe. So we've got our targets and obviously our goals set of what we want to do. But again, we can't do anything without tech teams. And unfortunately, Paul brings up weather conditions. I mean, one of our strongest tech areas in the US is Washington, and they just got hit with a storm 2 days ago in Washington that has gale force winds, 150 mile an hour hurricane winds, snow, ice, trees down, electric down, etc., etc. So if you think about it, no matter where you are in the world, if somebody said, well, why do we have our tech team in the Philippines? Well, we've been out there now for 12 years, and that's the reason we've been out there, is because we just love how humble they are and how their work ethic. But even if we'd have had it in Washington, one of the Washington and California, they all got hit with this storm. And of course, the snowstorm has gone across and even over to the UK where Paul is, where they've even had snow. So it doesn't really matter where you have a tech team. Yes, Florida and perhaps certain parts of the Philippines get more hurricanes than others, but they don't get other damage like fire. So guys, don't be disappointed because of our tech team being out in the Philippines. Weather conditions can happen anywhere. But in reference to where we are with Ripple on the technology side, I can't tell you about the rest of it because there's different people doing things. Tom's doing stuff and Chris is doing stuff and obviously Paul's doing stuff. I can only tell you that our end, apart from testing live, we're ready on quite a few different things, and we're not going to announce them to you till you go live. We were just talking about one here a few minutes ago, but there are going to be lots of different options inside there once you open up the new platform that you'll be able to get points on, and then points obviously generate to gifts. So it's not just about posting or planning games. There's other things as well that we've added through this time. So guys, it's exciting. If we got to wait to the new year before we actually go live, it is what it is, but we will give you an update. I originally was going to come on a call next Saturday. What I would do is, if we're going to do the call next Saturday because something positive's happened, you will receive emails this week, and we will let you know. But as of right now, because it is Thanksgiving next week, I'm going to be traveling. What we'll do is we'll postpone next Saturday's call 1 week from now, unless we're going to go live. If we do, we'll be hitting you up with lots of emails throughout the week. But at the moment, we just can't do anything. And again, there's another storm hitting. So for all of you that are American driven with Thanksgiving turkey, or spending time with your family, is a coming together to say thanks wherever you are around the world, please enjoy that. Sylvia, I don't think we have any questions or anything I need to address, do we?
No, we have no questions today.
And do we have any customer service emails in or anything like that?
No.
Okay, good. So, Paul, I'm going to wrap it up and I'll let you come in and say goodbye to everybody. And Elias, thank you for joining us. And of course, all of you everywhere around the world, prayers to you and your family. Be healthy, be safe. Happy Thanksgiving. And if we're going to be on the call, we'll do that. We'll send you some emails. So, Paul, I'm going to hand it over to you to close out the call. Thank you, guys. God bless to everybody.
Thanks, Dave. Okay, guys, I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving weekend. Like Dave said, he'll be traveling. If we do have any news, we will send out the emails. We'll put it up on the social medias, and hopefully we'll all be convening after Thanksgiving, and we'll have some better news for you on what's going on, what's happening. Dave will be traveling at the beginning of December, coming over to the UK for the management meetings and all the other meetings we have set up around Europe. So exciting times ahead, guys. It's good to be back. Good to see you all again. And God bless to all of you. Dave, you're on mute.